Hello guys and welcome back. So last time me and T-Master, both drunk, took on Dr. Dave and an AI. What we wondered after that is, what would happen if we mixed the teams? Now last time T-Master saw a lot of success breaching and getting to the victory point without much assistance from me at all. So we figured we'd take Dr. Dave and put him with my drunk ass, and then we can go up against T-Master and an AI. And now you'll notice one thing starting in this video going forward, in probably every Total War Warhammer video ever, is there's no shadows. The shadows in this game are extremely buggy, like they barely display right, and when they do, they kinda flicker on and off. It's weird. So I just figured I'd turn them off altogether, save some performance, and stop the flickering. Look. Even some of the textures have that problem. So weird. Anyway, I'm playing as the Wood Elves. Fucking beautiful. You see my amazing trees, totally not siege towers. You'd believe these are trees, right? They look like trees. I have Orion as my lord. And what's this? I think this is like a healer. Yeah, this is a healer. I can't select. There she goes. Spellslinger Light. This is a healer for Orion, and I also have a tree man and some Eternal Guard with shields up in the middle and slightly in front of the towers. What's this over here? A Waystalker, kind of like I don't know, I want to say think of like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, or maybe more like Legolas, and that's what you have right here. Let's look over at Dr. Dave's side. By the way, in my towers is entirely, I believe. No, I was wrong. It's like Wildwood Rangers over there and Eternal Guard mixed up. So some of these are more melee specialized, some of these are more tanky. And then we have, of course, some archers hidden in the woods with Starfire Shaft. This basically means that they're going to use magic to light you on fire. Anyway, so over on Dr. Dave's side, we see a bunch of crossbowmen right behind his siege towers filled with great swords. These are the Ultimate Empire armored and armor-piercing units. He brought some mortars. Interesting. I usually don't bring siege weapons to sieges in Total War Warhammer, because in Total War Warhammer, like I said in the last video, the towers are insanely overpowered, and if you put these mortars way back here where they can't hit, these towers are pretty much, I mean, look, they can hit all the way to here. You have to literally put things right here, and you're not going to hit anything from back here when the towers can shoot you all the way almost to the edge of the map. And that's why I almost never bring siege weapons during siege battles, because in Total War Warhammer, they're kind of useless. So I'm curious if he's going to be able to keep these alive, or how much damage he's even really going to do with them. What else does he have? He has some flagellants, and the Silver Bullets handgunners. Really good armor piercing, decent range. Think the Gunners from Shogun 2, all the matches we did there. He brought a Witch Hunter. Great anti-hero units, especially against like vampires and stuff. And I believe T is playing as vampires. Yep. And let's look at T. T is playing as the vampires. He's brought some Grave Guards, some good all-around tanky units, but they're facing the wrong way. I would never put units up here, like, unless they're archers and we're already getting breached, because now this means any fire coming from this way, these guys' backs are shown. In the front, he has zombies, some, I guess, just cannon fodder to fill the front, hold the line. More zombies, some more Grave Guard, splitting them up. I hear some Warriors of Chaos. These are his AI ally. He chose to have these. He put a Claw of Nagash Mortis engine here. And I'm sorry I'm taking so much time on intro, by the way. I'm assuming a lot of you don't know a lot about this, so I'm trying to explain what everything does. This is essentially it's going to do a bunch of damage and support nearby troops kind of thing. And luckily, it's on my side, and I have to deal with it. And during this battle, I had honestly forgotten what this thing did. So, that's great. Ooh, the AI brought 2 Hell Cannons. We got some armored trolls. AI has some rear fortifications. It's weird. He put most of his, put most of his stuff in, like, one basket. That basket seeming to be the walls. A lot of monsters from the AI. Curious how Dave's going to deal with it, but let's get the battle started. Already, the overpowered towers. These towers are a gigantic pet peeve of mine. I'm going to talk shit about them in the front of, like, every battle, but already opening fire on the towers, and they're about level 2, so they're doing a decent amount of damage. We got some mortars. He's going right for the units on the walls, and he did a really smart thing. He went for, like, the grave guard with their backs turned. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if it was an auto fire, but decent results to them and the zombies. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, I want to look over on my side, because I know, yeah, both of us, we start losing some siege towers up here in a minute. I'm charging even my tree man forward. These two guys are moving forward, kind of to protect the tree man and the towers as they can. Archers staying back for the time being. And, oh, let's slow down time real quick. We have, well, first we have one of my towers finally breaking down. This is one of them that has, I forget. I think my more DPS focused units in it. And here we have a monster from T-Master, a Vargulf, very tanky, very strong guy, charging right for the mortars. He's getting shot up by the, are these the silver bullets? Yes, the silver bullets handgunners. Good choice, but there's not a lot of other things to shoot these, and it looks like he's actually turning the mortars onto this motherfucker. But look how close he is to all these ranged units. Dr. Dave has to kind of do something here, because these mortars are not going to be a good deal. And look, I think T-Master has intentionally made these fort towers shoot at... Oh no, they just don't have any other targets. The mortars are taking a beating, and this is why I don't bring siege weapons into siege battles in this game. And another Vargulf coming up behind them. His towers are starting to make it up to the walls. The rest of his melee force is getting there. Even some of his archers are just charging forward, some of them taking a beating. But how is he going to stop this? Because if this front back line gets wiped out, these Vargulfs can charge right up his rear and even charge over to me. As you see also already, without even reaching the walls, I've lost most of these Wildwood Rangers and these because 2 of my siege towers have broken. My tree man is approaching the gatehouse to knock down the gate in place of a siege tower. This is, in case of a battering ram, this is why you don't need battering rams, just bring a monster. The rest of my towers are reaching the walls as well, and I still haven't moved a lot of my units out from here. And let's hit play. And the silver bullets have a Vargulf just... Oh, he grabbed one and fucking smacking him around. And that's more blood than is in a human body. Holy shit. That's half a human body. And Karl Franz himself has come down to fight this Vargulf. The other Vargulf now going for the silver bullets. Karl Franz chasing off and going for this Vargulf instead. Now this Vargulf is starting to break, and when vampires break, they die. They don't run. He's now wisely focusing Karl Franz on this Vargulf. Good job, Dr. Dave, but you did suffer a couple of losses to the silver bullets, and your mortars are getting fucked into the ground. Looks like his, he has reached the wall with his units. Great swords climbing into the breach. Armor-piercing units running into zombies. Not really the best mix, but they're also armored. And nothing up here is armored-piercing. Not even the Grave Guard that are now coming up to encounter. The Grave Guard are more defensive units, which are the great swords are perfect at tearing apart. Let's take a look at what's happening over here on my side. I'm getting some of those cannons firing at me. I have moved up my archers. Ooh, what's happening over here? Eternal Guards. So what I'm doing here with my Eternal Guards is I'm actually using them to take the focus fire of the fort towers while I try to claim the walls, so that they don't focus fire on my archers instead, because the way I figure is my archers can do a lot more damage if they're not getting killed, whereas these guys are cheap throwaway units that have shields. And as we can see, my Starfire shafts are firing up, hitting enemies, maybe some of my own units as well. Good fire effects on the Chaos Warriors. And let's continue. Chaos Warriors are fighting. Over here, my Wildwood Rangers, which are vastly outnumbered. And honestly, outmatched in a lot of ways as well. So much blood already. Let's take a look at what's happening over here. Over here, it's going a little bit better. Got some Eternal Guard holding their ground. Arrows coming in to support. Just a couple being wasted on the tower. God, the camera's annoying here. Ooh, nice kill over here on... Is this Grave Guard? T has some Grave Guard over here, it turns out. And I've really dominated this side of the wall. More of my Wildwood Rangers, DPS units coming up, slaughtering the Grave Guard with the assistance of the Starfire shafts, which are going to be very effective against these kinds of units. The vampires are not going to hold out very well against here. And I've even charged my... Oh man, okay, so much going on. My tree man has just broken through the gates. Hidden units discovered. That would be my waste stalker. Just broken through the gates over here with my tree man. Here's the mortis engine, causing damage to my units on the walls and buffing other units around. And again, I knew this buffed. I didn't remember that it damaged. So it's not that big a deal in my mind right now. Over here, I've marched now Wildwood Ranger unit and my Regiment of Renown War Dancer unit. Another DPS unit that's actually anti-large. Charging down here into the breach, going up against the Chaos Warriors. Oh my god, and here's a fucking, like, one of the cannons from the back hitting the walls. Not the best target, and it looks like it's actually just hurting some of their own units. But I have the Treeman on the Claw of Nagash. Very good choice, although I don't think it's a choice that I remember to keep. Some of the Ethereal Warriors over here coming after my Treeman. And I have, where is she? I have my hero, Orion, chilling back here, just kind of hiding out. Don't want to get into the way of damage, and my Spellslinger Life. And now she, this entire time, is using her buffs to heal any units of mine I see fit. By the way, this T's Graveguard are about to fully die right here, poor guys. And also, she's going to be buffing and keeping this tree man alive pretty much the entire time, is the way I'm using her. And it looks like I'm kind of losing, yeah, some Wildwood Rangers over here. Charged up to assist these guys, but again, really outnumbered, and they've lost it, especially with the fucking Claw of Nagash assisting these troops. I just forgot what it did, and I'm paying the price for it. But let's take a look over at Dave's side. Dave's meeting a lot less resistance on the walls in terms of this side. He's gotten a lot up here, and he'd be smart to start sending units down, but he's not. Instead, he's just pushing against T's units, which honestly, he's really fucking set for. These Graveguard aren't going to do shit against his great swords, and even his flagellants are going to like tear zombies apart. And over here, Dave is fighting a very good battle, even with the assistance of Karl Franz himself up here on the wall. And it's very much in his favor, as we can see. Let's hit play. And everything down here is kind of falling apart. The Chaos Lord's running away with the mortars, of all things, firing on him. Mortars still being torn apart by this tower, which no one's gone up to try to get. Handgunners moving forward. My archers just constantly firing. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh yeah, no shit, you're withdrawing. You're getting absolutely... This is when I decided to focus fire on one unit with all four of them. Look at how many have died. Look at how many are dying to the Starfire shafts. And now they're coming down here to try to focus fire against my tree man. My units over here are doing alright. As you see, I have buffed these units. I believe this is a healing spell. Oh, as you can see, a healing spell and some actual buffs as well. Got an armor bonus and a bunch of other things. Physical resistance, armor piercing damage, and hit points of combatants. Very good, considering the enemies I'm going up against are fairly armored. So this is a really good matchup. Really good use of my magic, which is funny because being such an old school Total War player myself, I tend to suck at using magic. Over here, this is one of my spells that kind of didn't go well. It was supposed to DPS this area, but I didn't want to hit my treeman. But it's just how it went. My treeman is taking on hordes of chaos enemies. A fucking Vargal. I'm not sure which one this is. Are these? Oh no, these are Crypt Horrors. These are vampire monsters. Chaos Warriors, and the Mortis Engine. The treeman's soloing all of them, and here comes one of my spells right here, giving him replenishment of health while he's in combat to pretty much undo, and you'll just watch his health bar, and you'll see it's pretty successfully undoing like all the damage he's taking. And even though he's up against such bitter odds, he's winning. The Vargolf alone should be enough to give him a match, but he's winning. As we can see on the walls, I've kind of claimed this area. Remember how this was swarming with Chaos Warriors and all this other shit just a moment ago? Well, while these units are running away and these units are surrounded, they're actually winning. And I have more units just traipsing along the wall. Just literally, these walls are mine now. And there's Total War Warhammer is such a different game compared to all the other Total Wars in a lot of ways, but in one, a very popular saying has emerged, and that is if you lose the walls, you lose the game. Because this game is such a rush, and the towers are so overpowered, and units die so quickly, that the way this has started being seen by, like, the mass group of people that play the game in Total War Warhammer, both 1 and 2 really, is if you lose the walls, you've lost the game. Does that always prove to be true? No. Does it prove to be true most of the time? Yes. Whereas compared to like games with Rome 2 and Shogun 2 and etc., if you lose the walls, that doesn't mean shit. You have a whole rest of your map to defend, but the map here is mostly outside the walls, and once you've lost the walls, your morale is going to go to shit. It's unfortunate. It's why this tends to be considered, Jesus Christ, not a true Total War game and more of a weird ass spin-off that you mainly have to be a Warhammer or fantasy fan to enjoy. But yeah, here comes my anti-large war dancers coming up here against another Vargulf. How do I have so many Vargulfs I'm dealing with over here? How many fucking Vargulfs did he bring? Or is this the one from over here? That's the one from over here. Unless this one already died. Holy shit. Alright, let's keep it going. This guy is getting fucked by DPS units right now. I even have some fucking archers shooting it. Not the best idea. Here comes some more melee units. Eternal Guard shields, my throwaway guys that were taking the fire of the towers outside, now coming outside to mingle with the enemy melee units so that they can't fuck me over anywhere else. Oh, Vargulf's running away. And crumbling. Treemen still unopposed, health bar not shrinking. And now my Eternal Guard are going to start dying, though, to the Claw of Nagash. And this is something I forgot. Here comes more of my magic right here. We're about to see a fucking magical blast. Ready? There you go. This is the kind of thing that makes people like this game, even though it's, in terms of Total War, probably the least Total War game ever. Finally moving Orion into the base, kind of just to give some morale bonuses and get some ranged throwing in there. I don't know, Spellslinger's still back out here. These guys are victorious in their battle. Let's look over Dr. Dave. I don't want to neglect Dr. Dave. He's actually killed everything over here. Dr. Dave has defeated T-Master's like entire force on the walls, and he has plenty of troops left, and he's very calmly just walking through the city streets, taking his time, moving towards the town center, which is being defended mainly by the AI's troops right now. Some siege units, some monsters, and 1 unit of warriors. Some of my units, Wildwood Rangers, have actually made it all the way back here somehow, and have actually just defeated a Chaos Warrior unit, despite being nearly broken themselves. These monsters, surely to fucking tear them a new one here in a second. I gotta see this. And we're fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. Yeah. And that's how fast you can lose your fucking units in this game. It's sad. More Wildwood Rangers kind of holding the line right here. Over here, some of my melee units just being wiped out. At some point, yeah, as you see, I'm also just surrounding the fucking Mortis engine and melee units that came down from the wall over here. Literally the worst fucking thing I could do that I chose to do anyway. And they're all dying because of it, as you can see. But they're dealing damage, killing the units that are holding me and my offensive back. And at the same time, they're not the majority of my offensive. At this point, I've gotten... Is this Orion? Who is this? Who is this? Orion into melee combat up against the Mortis engine. I think this is when I remembered that it kills my units. And so I got Orion up in there fighting with the Mortis engine as well, along with the Treeman, just focused on killing this thing because it's such a deadly and important unit, using any units that essentially aren't important at this point. My Waystalker's up here just so he can fire at things. Yeah, as you can see, what is he firing at? Hang on. What's he firing at? Oh, yeah, it's a magical tracking out. He's firing at the Mortis engine from up there. And I just lost literally all those melee infantry I had down there. But, his Mortis engine's gone. Was it worth it? Well, I definitely made a mistake not realizing what that did. But, as we can see, my path leading to the town center is now clear. I have a amount of melee units remaining. I do have archers? A fair amount of my archers, a very good amount of my archers left, all coming onto the walls right now. some Rome 2 era tactics that I'm bringing over here that really don't have a place here, but I thought I'd do it anyway. So that they could do shit like that, go after the Chaos Lord himself, who's running around down here. He was on the other side of the map last time I saw, just running around. And I guess my archers just see the chance to shoot at him. Yeah. Oh, accidental say friendly fire. All those times in Shogun 2 I pointed out friendly fire, well, that's what it looks like. I intentionally didn't focus him because he was already broken. Around here, I think I got tired of seeing him, sent the fucking spell slinger after him. And he's running right into the fucking arrows. Oh, this is just the death of a Chaos Lord, huh? Yeah. I'm ready to see this death. Let's see this death. We're losing a sight, and he's actually gonna run outside the fucking gate. Okay. Alright then. Anyway. So back in the town center, Dave's units are finally arriving. Great swords wasting no time, charging into the breach. He's only going through one entrance. This is a little bit of a dumb decision. He's going through only here and not also through here to get some flanking tactics. Carl Friend's going in to assist. Great Swords Flagellants running in with no formation or care in the world about him at all, rushing the center. The AI and me as well, coming through the only entrance that I actually have. Running the rest of my melee units that I have into the breach, along with my Regiment of Renown that is dead. And the archers lining up behind to provide support as these monsters, oh my god, most of them are routing, but when they run through your units, they do some damage. A Hell Cannon, for some reason, chilling over here. And the rest of my heroes coming up behind, including my beastly fucking tree man. By the way, my archers can fire while moving. It's a nice little touch. We have, we've captured the town center now. And if you look at the balance of power, it looks like pretty much most of the enemy units are dead. This Hell Cannon is this Hell Cannon all that remains? I think this Hell Cannon is the only unbroken unit right now. This poor thing. Look at it. So quickly, things just went from, like, still somewhat of a fight to nothing. This is why they say, in Total War Warhammer, if you lose the walls, you lose. It's really dumb, and it makes this game not nearly as fun as the others, but there are plenty that disagree with me. Some people really love this game despite that. Like, I know T-Master fucking loves this game, despite how the strategic battle tends to end the moment you take the walls. So, yeah, this is going to be, I believe this is the last of the battles where we team up one person with an AI. I think you can see the trend now, regardless. The person that gets the AI loses. It's unfortunate, but oh well. We got a bunch of PvP battles to go through now. Oh, I forgot to look at the fucking kill statistics. Whoops. Anyway, but yeah, you can see we have a lot of PvP battles to go through. And it should be interesting. Here's some fucking spoiler names to who's fighting who. Hope you enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.